Can you actually finish graduate school in a year? What I'm going to do is sort of talk to you in terms of how to actually finish graduate school in a year and let you know whether it's actually possible. So if you don't know me, I am Professor Dave Maslach. I'm Associate Professor of Innovation Strategy and Entrepreneurship. And I created this whole reciprocity project to give back as much as I possibly can. There's so many people that help me out that I want to pay the favor for to help you out as much as I possibly can. All right, so can you, oh, by the way, if you don't know, there's actually a rather large blog now that we built out on the reciprocity project. And it's all about graduate school and PhD life and doing research and all that kind of stuff. So it's very helpful and it's very relevant to what you're doing and going through a lot of different things. And then I've also created this sort of sharing economy editing software. That's how this all started. So go on there if you want to help out, buy some credits, and it is definitely going to help you out. All right, so absolutely you can finish graduate school in a year. I did that with my master's program. I did it in 18 months, which is totally doable. And indeed, I would say a lot of master's programs are geared towards getting you out in 1 year. There's a lot of them are 2-year programs. So the one I was in was actually a 2-year program, but I was able to fast track it and do it quite quickly. But, there's a lot of MBA programs that are out there, Masters of Business Administration programs that are designed to get you out in 18 months. And the reason is they do that, and a lot of schools have them, is because they want to minimize the opportunity cost of not working. So being in graduate school is really expensive, not because of the actual fees. Some are expensive, but the biggest expense is going to be the time that you are taken away from work. And so calculating that opportunity cost and including that what's called the opportunity cost of not working, that matters a lot in the long run. So the more that you can sort of minimize that, the better in terms of getting in and working, right? So that's why they do these 18-month programs. However, with a doctorate degree, so by the way, my master's was in applied science, so it was in management science. But with a doctorate degree, I would not recommend that you do a doctorate degree in a year. You can, and I'm sure I could have. It wasn't out of my reach, and I definitely was, I could have fast-tracked it. But here's the thing in terms of getting it done in a year. You don't want to get it done in a year because the part of the process of what you're trying to do with a doctoral program is actually to do research. And getting out in a year can be useful if you're just going to, go and use this doctorate degree because it's a piece of paper. That's not the point of a doctorate degree. The point of a doctorate degree is actually do research, and you have to have publications or good, excellent research that you're working on that demonstrate to other people that you are hireable in terms of what you're trying to do. So you're trying to a lot of doctorate programs are trying to hire you to go into a research sort of stream or try to get you hired onto a research stream. So whether it's in academia or in industry, they're both going to look for whether you've actually done research that is actually credible in terms of what you're doing. So you can learn the material in a year. You could do everything in a year and fast track some of this stuff. But what you need to do is have a demonstrated project or thing that you've worked on that actually has potential. So I chose, instead of, I definitely could have done mine. Actually, if I would have stayed I had the option to do mine in 3 years at my university, but I chose to go to a different university to build on this research strength. And, then I chose to take a little longer. And so it was a lot of work, and there was lots of sort of training involved in terms of doing that. And, I was able to get an academic job at the end of it because I was building on the sort of research pipeline that is so vitally important when you get a doctorate degree. It's less so with a master's degree. It's much more important with a doctorate degree to have this research, what's called a research pipeline, where you're actually working on projects, and these projects have, that they're cool and interesting, and people like them. So every doctoral student that comes in to a PhD program, you have to kind of make that choice of, are you going to take this seriously and spend a significant amount of portion of your life doing this? Or are you just doing this for the piece of paper? And if you're doing it for the piece of paper, then the best thing is just getting out quickly. And then you can go on and get, a job a relevant job in industry. But the problem is, in industry, it's harder to demonstrate the value of what you've actually done and accomplished. So that's the sort of trade-off. And so you're going to have to sell yourself in a different way. There are positions in industry, but it is just a difficult job in terms of selling the merits of doing a doctorate degree. So with that, that's all I want to say. You can get out, and it's definitely doable. And if you do a master's degree, it's actually probably the better option is to get out in a year or 18 months. But to get out with a doctorate degree, most people would not recommend for you to do it in a year. That would be far too quick, and you're going to have a tough time in the job market once you do that, for a number of different reasons. But so with that, give me a thumbs up if you like this video. Good luck with your graduate school, and keep working at it. All right, take care and have a wonderful day. Bye.